consciousness of impact.
This is End Time Empowerment.
You are not into purpose to enjoy. Enjoyment is a byproduct. You are into purpose to make impact. God has an agenda. He wants to use you as the channel. That's why he said in Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine among men, or before men. Let them see your good work and glorify your heavenly Father. So the whole idea of purpose is to impact people so that people glorify God. They see your good works, they glorify your heavenly Father. You are not fulfilling purpose if you are not impacting others. In 1 Peter 4:10, it said we should use our gift to serve others. Philippians 2:4, it said don't look out for your own.
End Time Empowerment.
He said but for the interest of others. You were raised so that you can bring justice to a territory. And when you bring justice, there will be peace. When you bring peace, there will be prosperity. You were empowered so that you can lift a vulnerable person. Not to do showmanship while everybody is your slave.
End Time Empowerment.
You were blessed with resources so that somebody else will not need to cry for food, for shelter, for clothes. Because he sent his word to Jacob, it lightened upon Israel. Isaiah 9:8. He sent his word to Jacob. He gave you a purpose so that others can find meaning. He didn't give you a purpose so that you become a god among men. So when you are talking purpose, if it has not impacted men, the circuit is not complete. The spectrum of purpose includes impact. When the time came for Jesus, Matthew 4:14 and 15, Luke 4:14 and 15, the Bible said he returned in the power of the Spirit, and his fame went abroad. But the goal was not fame. The land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentile, the people that sat in darkness have seen a great light. They that sat in the regions of the shackles of death, he said, a great light is come forth. That's why he said in Luke 4:18, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has anointed me not to feel important.
End Time.
He has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Some of you, the amount of money you have now is enough to renovate one primary school in a village. But you don't think purpose. You have 8 cars in your compound. There are schools where children don't have desk.
End Time Empowerment.
Some of you, the amount of money you have now is enough to sponsor a crusade, so that on your account at least 1,000 souls are saved. Some of you, the amount of money you have now, you should call and say, are you planting a church anywhere? I want to build one. A place where men will gather and glorify God. Some of you, the amount of money you have now is enough for you to drill boreholes. Even if you are selfish and you can't do it anywhere else, start from your village. How much do you drill a borehole? There are places where people trek miles to get a bucket of water. You drive there for Christmas. They say we are going home for Christmas. You are not going home. You are going to a bush.
This is End Time Empowerment.
With wisdom, what does it take to drill a borehole? 2.5 million. That's what some of you spend for weekend.
End Time Empowerment.
The amount of money some of you have now is enough to go to a school and just buy them 3 computers.
End Time Empowerment.
There are schools where if it rains, it literally rains on children. And to make it worse, some of us who are in government, all we need to do is to present a bill for something to happen. You know what we do? Instead of presenting that bill, we rather collect the money meant for that constituency and we buy Ferrari and park in a village that have no road. And because we don't have sense in Africa particularly, regularly, people still celebrate them. You go to the Western world, they teach people that relevance is not what you have, it's what you give. But you come to Africa, relevance is what you have, even if you give nothing. So you see a leader, a politician, even a pastor is living in a village where there's no road. He has a Rolls Royce, he has a Ferrari, and some people without character, they still project this. What a shame. Purposeless existence. Can I tell you something? Even if they find the mercy of salvation, they will be naked in eternity. Hope you know people cry in heaven. John was crying in heaven. If you think you will manipulate, rape humanity and go to heaven on the last day and say, Lord, I'm sorry, and you'll get salvation, you will serve in heaven as a servant. It doesn't take too much to impact people. It doesn't take too much. Some of you, the amount of money you have, even if you don't have an NGO where you can pay school fees, come to places like this. We have students on list that we pay school fees for. Give me 5, let me pay their school fees every time. How much do we pay? Pastor Sonny, where's Sunday? Most of the university students will pay for their school fee. There's no one that is more than 300,000. Some is 120, some is 200,000. School fees plus accommodation. And on a monthly basis, we give some 30,000, 50,000 for upkeep. So in a whole year, if you adopt one student, at most, maybe 600,000. That's what some of us use for fuel in 1 month. Useless existence. You don't know purpose until your life impacts humanity. They say only 2% of the world population is living in the line of the wealthy. 2%. And more than 70% are below poverty line. That means everybody who God is helping has a responsibility to help at least 4 people.
This is End Time Empowerment. End Time Empowerment. This is End Time Empowerment. End Time Empowerment.